Hello everyone, welcome back to another craft time with Ms Jodi. Today we are making some God's Eyes goggles. Fun, right? Look, I've made two different pairs here. They look pretty cool. Again, lots of flexibility in what supplies you can use. I'm gonna put the supply list that I used up. Feel free to use whatever you have at home. I think it's gonna work out fantastic. Today we're talking about how every person, everyone you see, everyone you know, every person in the world was made by God and is so deeply loved by God. And sometimes we forget that, and sometimes we get caught up in who we like more or who's like us, right? Maybe who looks like us or sounds like us or acts like us. And we forget that people that are different are also loved by God and are worthy of love. So we're gonna talk a little bit today about seeing other people through God's eyes. How does God see them? And we're gonna pray and ask that He would change the way we see them as well. So go get your supplies, then we'll meet back here and we will get started with our God's Eyes goggles. All right, see you in a minute. All right, friends, welcome back. So what you're gonna need first is this printout. And if you can't print it out, that's totally fine. You can just draw it. This is on the website or it's below the video in the description box if you would like this printout. So this is just gonna help us have the same design for our goggles. You're gonna need to cut out both of these. Now the easiest way to do it is to fold it hot dog style in half and then just cut one of the sides. And it's going to work out perfectly. If I can fold properly, goodness gracious, Ms Jodi. Okay, there we go. So if you fold it like this, so it's half, and then you just cut this circle, but don't cut the fold, then you're gonna get both of your sides attached, and then they'll be the exact same. So that's what I suggest you do. You absolutely don't have to do it that way. That's just my little tip for you. See? And if I open it, it's still attached. Amazing. But the trickiest part is going to be cutting the inside circle. You got to cut that out too so that we can see through our glasses. So you might want to get help from a parent for this part because even I'm going to have a little bit of trouble. I also printed it on really thick paper, which creates problems. Okay. And then my trick for cutting inside circles, because we don't want to cut all the way through, is just to cut round and round and round and get your circle progressively bigger until you find the line you want to cut. And then you'll end up having like a spiral on the inside, which is kind of cool too. Boom! Okay, so you see how I end up kind of with like a spirally shape? But now I've got the first part of my glasses. So I'm gonna do the exact same thing on the second one. I'll meet you back here. Perfect. Okay, so now I got two. And what we need to do now is we need to create our lenses, right? So in our glasses, we have a lens. And what I've actually been using, which worked really well, was a Ziplock bag, just like a plastic bag that you would have in your kitchen. You could use saran wrap, you could use nothing. You can use whatever you want. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna put down a piece of paper underneath because I don't want to get glue all over my tablecloth. But we're gonna put glue all over the bad side of one of my glasses. Now the bad side is the side with the black lines on it, right? Because the other side is nice and clean. This side's got black lines on it. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm gonna put the bad side facing towards me, and then we're gonna put glue all over it, just one of them. So I'm gonna get my glue, and we're gonna glue, glue, glue all over my glasses. Ooh, okay. That's all gluey. So we're gonna cut a piece of the bag that's gonna be big enough to cover the middle circle. This is a little bit hard to cut, ooh, but you can do it. I believe in you. Okay. Now I cut it on the foldy parts. I also gotta, because I need two pieces. Okay, so now I've got two of my pieces of my plastic bag. And I'm just going to stick them on my glasses to cover that whole middle circle. Nice. Looking good. Okay, so now I'm going to take my other goggles. This has no glue on it. And I'm going to take the side with the lines on it, and I'm going to put that down. And I'm going to sandwich my glasses here. Press that all down. Beautiful. Oh, it got all stuck. Okay. Now I will say, I still have some pieces of little plastic bag sticking out the corners. So I might just trim those off real quick here. Boom. Because I don't really want them sticking out. Whoop. There we go. Oh. It didn't work at all. Oops. There we go. One more. Wow. There we go. All right, I'm almost done. What am I missing? I have to find a way to put it on my ears. So I'm gonna use pipe cleaner for that part. You can use paper. You can use an elastic band. Whatever you got is great. Just to make it easier on myself, I'm gonna punch a hole on each side. Just real quick here so I get my pipe cleaner through. So you see I've got 2 little holes here. And let's do yellow. I like yellow. So friends, when we're going about our day, going about our lives, you know, you run into people, maybe not so much right now, but we do, we see a lot of people. And I think what we need to do is we need to pray and ask God to show us how He sees people, right? So instead of seeing differences, instead of seeing, oh, that person doesn't look like me, or that person doesn't act like me, or that person doesn't believe what I believe, instead of seeing all those differences, we can see, oh, all of these people, every single one of them, God made and God loves. That's a huge similarity. I think that's bigger than every difference. So if we live our lives not looking for differences, but we look for similarities, we're going to be a lot happier and we're going to be a lot kinder to people. And unfortunately, in our world, a lot of people forget that everyone is loved by God, and they're really mean and they're just unloving to people that are different than them. And we want to be different than that. We don't want to be that way. So we need to ask God to change our hearts, and we need to ask God to change our minds, and we need to ask God to give us His eyes to see people. Do you think God's eyes look like these? Maybe not, but what a cool reminder, right? Hey, what if you're having trouble loving someone? And you can say, hey, God, oh man, I'm having trouble doing this on my own. I need your strength to love this person. Would you give me your eyes to see? Whoop. And maybe you could put your goggles on as a reminder that God's eyes are different than ours. And the way we see people is not always the right way. We need to see people through God's eyes. Friends, you are so loved. You are so loved. And you know what? Everyone around you, everyone in your family, everyone that you know is also so loved. And because we are God's witnesses, I'm going to keep coming back to that. We are God's witnesses. We need to show other people how much God loves them. That's our job while we're here. If you love Jesus and Jesus is your King, then your job is to show other people how much He loves them. Pray and ask God if He would show you how He sees other people, and then go love them like that. It's a big job, but we have a big God who's going to help us do it. Thank you so much for doing this craft with me today. Feel free to decorate. I mean, you could add glitter, you could add like, I don't know, whatever you want. Make these like super cool. Mine are really basic, but you'll do better than I can. I hope you had fun. I had fun. I do miss seeing you guys, so I'm looking forward to the day that we can do crafts together in person. But until that day, thank you for joining me here, and I will see you again next week. Goodbye.